Hi there, I'm Ben Taylor from homeworkingclub.com, and in this video lesson I'm going to teach you the truth about making money blogging. So what are you going to learn in this video? Well, first off, you're going to learn why so many home working sites try to convince you to start a blog. I'm sure you will have noticed if you've browsed any home working or make money online sites that many of them say an awful lot about blogging, and I'm going to reveal why that is. I'm also going to talk about how realistic it really is to make a side or full-time income from blogging. Many people do, myself included, but there are also a lot of people who start and never manage to gain enough momentum to actually make blogging worthwhile. I want to talk about what's truly involved in running a successful blog because it goes way beyond just writing content, and I'm not sure a lot of people really appreciate that. And then by the end of this video, you're going to learn whether blogging is right for you. So why did I create this video? Well, through running homeworkingclub.com, I know that many people are intrigued by making money blogging, and obviously the fact that so many sites talk an awful lot about making money blogging, it is a hot topic, but it's a hot topic where I don't feel the truth is truly revealed very often. Because many people don't actually understand how blogs make money, so in a moment I'm going to teach you the basics of how that all works as well. Lots of sites do have a hidden agenda in convincing you to start a blog, and you're going to find out in this video what that hidden agenda is. Blogging has been part of my working life for over a decade. Back in 2009, I started a site called Moving to Portugal to fundamentally just to document an exciting move abroad I made earlier in my life, and that blog went on to gain some success and to start making a decent amount of money. And subsequently, I've worked both with clients on their blogs, some of which have gone on to make literally millions of dollars. And I still blog to this day. Homeworkingclub.com is my main project, but I also have other blogs that I've set up over the years. Some that I still run now, some have been successful, some I've gone on to sell, and some have been a complete failure as well. I've also coached a number of people on starting blogs, and in the interest of full disclosure, I should say that after coaching people on what's involved in running a blog, which is what we're going to cover in this video, quite a few of them have been put off from going any further. And that's actually part of the purpose of this video, because I want you to see this video, see the whole truth about blogging, and decide whether or not it is something that you want to do. Because it's wonderfully rewarding, I thoroughly enjoy it, but it isn't for everybody. As I've said, many have decided not to continue once they understand what is involved. So they are the purposes of this video. So let's get straight onto it. The basics of making money blogging. Well, what we have here is a screenshot of a recent blog I started called tinylittlechanges.com. As you'll see there are affiliate links. So affiliate links basically mean you talk about or promote a product, and if anyone goes on to buy that product or service, you get a commission. You can also display adverts on your blog, and you get paid either as the adverts are shown or when people click on those adverts. Affiliate links and adverts are probably the two main ways that people make money from blogging, but they are not the only ones. So along with affiliate links and adverts, people sell products, both electronic and physical. An electronic product would be something like an online course, and some people watching this may be familiar with my own freelance Kickstarter course, and you may have in fact been given access to this video lesson via the freelance Kickstarter course. But people also sell their own physical products, such as craft products and things like that. People also sell services. As an example, someone might write about psychology and about counselling and self-help, and then actually sell their own counselling services, their own life coaching services. So yeah, quite a lot of people do use blogs as a way to get themselves in front of potential clients and sell their services. And people also use blogs as a means of generating other business. For example, when I had my Moving to Portugal blog, it showed me as an expert in life in Portugal and expat life, which led to additional writing work from other websites. Other things include sponsorship, so you may have someone wishing to promote a product who may want you to put their branding over a website. And also website flipping. Now, this is something that a lot of people thinking of starting a blog don't necessarily think about, but it is a legitimate business model in and of itself. And to explain what website flipping means, that means starting a blog, getting it to the point at which it is making some money, some regular money on a monthly basis. And a website that is making money has a value, and quite a significant value. Typically, you can sell a website for between 30 and 40 times its monthly profit. So if you can build a blog up to the point that it's steadily and regularly making you $1,000 a month, someone will buy that website from you for between $30,000 and $40,000. So as you can see, you don't even need to build up a site to make that much money. A site that's making $1,000 a month can be flipped for $30,000 to $40,000. So in case you've wondered in the past, well, everyone's talking about blogging, but how do people actually make money? Well, those are your answers. Affiliate links, adverts, selling products, selling services, generating other business, sponsorship, website flipping. And that is by no means an exhaustive list. There are plenty of other ways that you can make streams of income from a blog. So we're going to start off by going through the good parts of running a blog. Firstly, you can build a business around the things that you love. People start cookery blogs if they're enthusiastic in the kitchen. People start craft blogs if they love making crafts or upcycling furniture and things like that. I'm very passionate about home working and the lifestyle that it gives me, and that's why I've started a home working blog. I've recently become very passionate about self-improvement and weight loss and healthier living, which is why I started my recent Tiny Little Changes blog. People make money from cat blogs, dog blogs, blogs about self-sufficiency, about prepping. There are all kinds of, for every subject that you are interested in, you will find that there are blogs about those subjects. So yeah, definitely a wonderful part of starting a blog is that you can make money from writing and creating content on the things that you love and you are passionate about. Another good thing is that you can make a big living from blogging. There are people who make millions from blogging. I sadly don't make millions, but I do make a very respectable full-time income from blogging. And to kind of whet your appetite with that, I've put together a few screenshots. There's one here showing one product that I've promoted over the years, and going back a few years, as you can see from here, over $45,000 in affiliate commissions. Starting to get these reports, especially when you're essentially making money when you sleep, passively making income from people reading your blog and clicking on things, buying things and receiving commissions, I can assure you is something that never ever gets boring. And I've thrown in a couple of others just showing income from another affiliate network over the course of just a couple of days, some income from advertising revenue, and a much smaller one, but this is on a brand new site, just one individual product that I have promoted. So yeah, it is very, very nice to be able to make a living from something that is fairly passive. And yeah, waking up in the morning and checking all of these different affiliate panels to see what money you've made is a true joy. So number 3, blogging teaches you many, many marketable skills. And that goes far beyond writing. Obviously, blogging is wonderful practice for writing. If you want to be a freelance writer, having a blog is something that I always recommend to people because it gives you a chance to hone those skills and to get better and better at writing and putting your point across. But you're also learning about a huge amount of other things, from optimizing images, preparing videos, search engine optimization, all the accounting and admin skills that you learn in running your blog. There is a huge amount to learn from blogging. So it's a good reason for me to constantly keep learning. I've created a podcast for homeworkingclub.com. I'd never done that before. I'd never created screencast videos like this one before. And as time goes on, when you're running a blog, you're learning more and more stuff. And those skills are marketable. There are people in the market for those skills. So aside from your blog, you can earn money doing the things you learn to do by running your blog. And leading on from that, blogging can generate freelance work. Going back to the Portugal blog that I ran, shortly after that got established, I was commissioned to write several articles for A Place in the Sun magazine, which is what this is taken for. I also wrote a guide to returning to Portugal for Rightmove. So yeah, I got exposure through that blog, which led to other paid work with other publications and other websites. So yeah, having a blog in itself can be a means of generating additional work and additional income. Finally, for the good bits, it is fun. I've said that you can work on things that you're genuinely interested in and passionate about. And I get up in the morning and I look forward to working on my sites, and that is an enviable position to be in. So yeah, I'm going to end on that for the fun bits, the good bits. It is really fun running a blog. So with all of those out of the way, I've tempted you with the money, with the fun, with the working on the things that you truly enjoy. So let's move on to the bad bits. Well, the first thing is that success is not guaranteed. You could spend a lot of time and a little bit of money on starting a blog, and there is absolutely zero guarantee that it's going to be successful at all. And so if you're not a bit of a risk taker and you're not prepared to accept that something that you do may not necessarily work, blogging is not for you. Now, how would you verify how likely you are to succeed? I am going to give you a tip on that, which is the best thing is to look at what is actually, say you want to write about pets, say you want to write about Cavalier King Charles Spaniels. Search Google for some terms around those things and have a look at what blogs and what websites are writing about those topics. All you've got to do after that is be very, very honest with yourself about whether you think you could do it better. If you're not going to be able to create content and you don't have the will, the tenacity and the drive to create content that's better than is already out there, it's definitely worth questioning whether it's worthwhile you getting involved in blogging, because you're not going to make money and find success in blogging by phoning it in and not making the same level of effort and more effort than the people who are already succeeding. The second bad bit is that there is a lot of time and effort involved before you make any money. What I usually say to people planning on starting a blog is that you should assume you're not going to make any money whatsoever for the first year. And it is often longer than that. I'm going to give you an example of that. I've talked a little about my new blog, tinylittlechanges.com, a self-improvement and well-being blog. And I started that in January 2021. And I'm recording this at the start of November 2021. I've published 47 posts on this site, and so far I've made approximately $500 from this site. Now, that obviously isn't very much money for the amount of work that I've done, quite aside from all of the other admin work and actually setting up the site. That's averaging less than $10 for each post that I've written. Now, obviously there's a lot more to it than that, because I can assume that the site will now continue to make money for years to come. And I also want to put this across to you, which is that, as I said, you can flip blogs. Blogs that make money are worth money. And I'm now getting to the point where this site is going to pull in between, around about $100 a month. So I could immediately flip the site at that point for 30 to 40 times its profit. So that would be $3,000 or $4,000. Still not huge amounts of money, is it? But as and when I build it up to $500 a month, then it gets a little bit more interesting, because 30 to 40 times that equates to $15,000 to $20,000. So if you think, you can make a site you can spend 18 months building a site, get to the point where you've got about 100 posts, it's making $500 or so a month. You can carry on, and you can carry on until it's making more and more money, or at that point you can cut and run and walk away with about $20,000. Suddenly it doesn't sound quite so depressing that it's only made $500 per month. But I am putting this across to you because anyone who tells you that blogging is a get-rich-quick scheme, it is most certainly not. So, the bad bits number 3. The people making big money from blogs are generally outliers. What I mean by this is firstly that there are a lot of people with small blogs that are making either no money or very little money. The people making the big money are putting in a significant time or financial investment. Now, there's no point in being under any illusions here as to what is really involved in making a big, very profitable blog. There are people out there starting niche blogs, anything from cat sites, dog sites, car sites, craft sites. And there are people getting into blogging who are going straight into it with $50,000, who are willing to spend that money on paying writers to generate hundreds and hundreds of articles. And there are some other outliers as well. They are the people who are selling the hosting that the websites sit on, because hosting companies pay huge amounts of commission. Why do they pay huge amounts of commission? Well, once someone starts a website, that site is usually there for years and years to come. So those hosting companies are going to carry on earning money from those customers for years to come. I promised you at the start of this video I was going to tell you why a number of bloggers have a hidden agenda in convincing other people to start blogs. What you will usually find is that they are reviewing and selling website hosting packages. So the idea goes that someone on a make money online site recommends that you start a blog, and they recommend that you buy your web hosting from a certain company. That website then makes a bunch of commission for selling you the hosting. I can imagine you can now realize why so many websites are keen for you to start a blog, because what it is all about is not about you making money, it is about them making money from convincing you to buy the website hosting. And then the other hidden agenda is selling courses on blogging. Now, it's by no means entirely true to say that the only people making money from blogging are the people writing about making money blogging. There is some truth in that, but it's not the whole truth. There are people making money from the dog sites, the cat sites, the hairdressing sites, the cooking sites. There are people making a lot of money from those sites. But there are also people out there, including some pretty high-profile people, who are making the majority of their money from convincing other people to start blogs. So, don't let this put you off. But what I would say is, if you're not prepared to put a lot of time in, if you don't accept that you are going to need to write dozens and dozens of posts before you can hope to make any money, it isn't worth starting. It isn't a question of chucking a blog up with a few posts on it, build it and they will come. It is so far from that. It really is. But because sites are making money from selling you blogging courses and selling you web hosting, quite a lot of them are not entirely honest about how much work is involved. And that's the whole point in this video. So number 4 on the bad bits is that there's much more to blogging than writing. Now, near the start of this lesson, I explained that I have coached a number of people on blogging and that I've put quite a lot of them off. And that's because a lot of people assume that all that's really involved in blogging is writing articles. Now, I've prepared this little diagram here. This is by no means an exhaustive summary of everything that is involved in writing a blog. And in fact, you'll notice the writing box is smaller than all the others because there's a lot of other work you have to do to run a blog. You have to do a lot of work on compliance, and I've put some examples here. American Disability Association, GDPR, FTC. So you've got to make sure your website is properly accessible to those with disabilities. You've got to make sure you're doing all your data protection correctly. You've got to make sure you're disclosing that you can make commission from affiliate sales and all this kind of stuff. There's a lot of legal stuff you've got to get right if you're serious about blogging. You've got to do keyword research and search engine optimization, because if you're not writing about topics that people are looking for, nobody's going to find what you're writing about. You've got to do customer service. You've got to respond to comments. You've got to moderate your social media accounts. If you start selling products of your own, for example, this freelance Kickstarter course that I sell, I am committed to helping every student on that course, answering questions, answering pre-sales questions. And there's the accounting side as well, accounting for every penny that comes into the sites, paying the tax on it, doing all the annual accounts. My point here is to emphasize that writing a blog is far more than just writing a blog. It is running a blog. And that is why I say that successful blogs are run like businesses. This is not merely a creative project. If you want to run a blog, you've got to accept that you've got to do quite a lot of admin, quite a lot of running the business, working on the business as well as in the business. So I've now shared with you the good and the bad. So let's end towards wrapping up here on the key takeaways. I still love blogging, and so do many, many other people, and I would heartily recommend it. But it is far from easy money, and the chances are that anybody telling you that it is easy money has a hidden agenda. So now you're armed with that knowledge. Be very wary when you're reading articles online, people saying, start a blog, it's easy. It's not. But the benefits do still apply. If you zoom back to those screenshots I shared of various different streams of income, I cannot emphasize enough how wonderful it is to get a blog to that point that it begins to make money. And something I often say to people is the first couple of dollars from a new blog is always more exciting than the next 100 from one that's well established. Because passive income is the dream in many ways, and yeah, earning money from something while you sleep is something that you will never ever get bored of. Blogging is also a great complement to freelancing because you have two streams of income. The income that is entirely yours, that you own from your blog or blogs, and then also the money you earn from clients. This is been the whole model of my own personal business for over 10 years now, having passive income coming in from my blogs, but also live active income coming in from the work that I do for clients. It's a brilliant combination of things that you can do, and you can ramp each up and down as you need to, as one is succeeding more than the other. So I'm going to say, if it appeals to you, do go for it. But I would say if you're considering signing on the dotted line, getting some web hosting, registering a domain, have a look back through the bad bits that I've highlighted in this video and decide whether or not you're truly willing to endure the time without earning any money from this work whatsoever, the fact that you're not guaranteed success, the fact that there's a huge amount of competition out there, and the fact that you really do have to give it your all and make sure that you're going to do something better than is already out there on offer to people.